focus on the total package and make sure that we have confirmed the resolution around that. And so that's just very simple. And this step is, but it's very important that we do this step. And that's just reminding them of everything they are getting. So it's getting them to it's getting them to bring back their attention to what they are getting versus this one thing that they aren't getting, and then just making sure they're okay with that. The belief system here is that there's no such thing as a unicorn anything. There's no such thing as a unicorn home or car or any kind of service that we're selling. There's no such thing. And so it's about just hey. So with that, so I would say something like, so Mr. Customer, with that in mind, with the fact that what's most important to you is to be able to get a home that has this and this and this and this. Are you okay knowing that you can have all those things, but be close to the highway? Are you okay? Are you okay with that? Or the other option that you might have, Mr. Customer, is that you could live 15 minutes further away, but when you do that, you're going to be away from the school. You're going to have to increase your budget by $50,000, which means you're going to have a smaller house or spend more money or have less features. So what would you rather do to move further away and have this sacrifice, or stay here and have to sacrifice the road?
That's great. And I'm going to say something that the kids would say is very millennial and cringe.
Okay.
But there's so much right now. I think there's so many millennials will yell about like mic drop moments, mic drop. I think we've gone too far with it, because what normally is happening at the end of the objection, I've handled this. I told you, here's my pitch on why we did it. Mic drop, walk away. Like, of course, everybody agrees with what I just said. And what I like about this is it's the opposite of a mic drop. I'm never going to mic drop. I'm going to look at and I'm going to say, how would that work for you? Is it okay to live by the street knowing that you're in the area of town you want, you get the home you want, you're in the school district you want, you have everything else, but you have the street? Is that okay with you? And now allowing them to participate in it instead of these moments where we just think, clearly my message I just gave is so good that there can be no explanation back, or nobody could disagree with this. And we're now actively involving our prospect, which is how the whole process should go. They should be actively involved with us. We should be checking in on if what we're saying matters and lands for them.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because you're right. Because if you just did the acknowledge, understand, explain, rethink, and you ended there, and that was like your explanation point, or you ended with the total package of, you should really be grateful for everything you are getting. No good human being that's not grateful. So if we did it with that, you're right. That's that mic drop moment. But it's really that closure at the end of making sure that it really is resolved. And that's why what I'm doing now and what we're teaching now to our clients, and what I'm really practicing myself, is I'm actually adding a double bind resolution question. So you notice at the end there, I didn't say, so, based on everything that you're getting, are we fine now? Are you good now? Because what I don't want them to say when I was asking that question is a prospect will come back and go, yeah, I think so. But that I think so, there's still a little bit of of open door there. It's like cracked a little bit. And what I'm worried about is that's a seed that could be, that might really haunt me later on. They might leave because there's some uncertainty there that hasn't been resolved, and then they might go, you know what, maybe we should keep looking. Maybe we should go see if there's not a better option. So what I did in that situation is by saying, so there's like kind of two ways you can go with this. If you don't choose us and compromise on living next to the road, then your other option, the way I see it, is you live 15 minutes further away, or you increase your budget, by $50,000, and you do this, and this. And so I'm curious, of those options, what would you feel is the best option for you? What do you feel most resolved with? See, by letting them know what the alternatives are, it's I'm in control of that, and now they have they're closing the door. And they're saying, no, I can't raise my budget $50,000. Door's closed. No, I can't live 15 minutes further away. Door's closed. Well, if all those doors are closed now, then I'm the only open door now, and now they're moving forward with me.
Okay, Elliot. So let me say it back. So I'd either say, so instead of saying, so I gave you this great message, are you good with that? I'm not going to say that anymore. I'm going to say, so the options are that you have the home you want, you have the area of town you want, the school districts you want, but you have the busy road, and you have this price point, or we can remove the busy road, have these things, but the price is going to go up $50,000. So which one are you more comfortable with? Oh, that's so good.
It's great, right?
Yeah.
Because now there's no cracked door. I don't want a cracked door. That's my biggest kind of fear. It's again a total pro tip, total advanced strategy. If you read our Warrior Selling book, we don't even teach that in the book. We teach in the book just to ask more of a single bind question of, are we good with this? Are you fine? Are you okay? But again, there's too much feedback that came back that said, I think so, I guess so, but I don't like that. I don't like that, I guess so. Like, for example, if I was to, same thing, it's like, if I was to ask you to marry me, I guess so. It's like, I don't
that doesn't feel good.
It sounds horrible, right? I don't want that. I don't want that. It's like, let's talk through.
Sure.
Let's talk through what you're sacrificing with me. And let's talk through what the alternatives are going to be if you don't get married. Let's talk about that, right? And so I need to close those other doors, so there's no kind of open doors there.
Well, you used the word several times, but before you did, I was listening to you. The spirit that was coming out, the emotional resource was curiosity. Like, keep going deeper with the curiosity. Be very curious on, did my message really land? What is the real issue that we have here? Here, it's more about being curious than it is about being an educator. Like, I think if I had to pick for somebody which one to have, it would be more be curious about the person in front of you and what they're really going through and what's really important to them and which one they would choose out of these than to just give great messages.
That's great. Yeah, to yes and that, I would say there's actually three that you should live by. So one would be gratitude. So be truly grateful they're sharing this with you. Number two would be curiosity, and then number three would be resolution. So if you could kind of like get anything out of today, it would be when you're working with people and handling objections, be super grateful they're talking to you about them. They're not talking to anyone else about them. They're not talking to your competition about them. They're not talking to their friends and family behind your back about them. They're talking to you about this concern, and the concern is the obstacle that's in the way of them wanting to buy from you. And then number two is, yes, be extremely curious and help them through that process. And number three is just help them achieve peace and freedom through resolution.